What's up, friends? It's a cold day in the food forest, but we're getting seeds in the ground, pulling weeds and planting seeds. Let's check out some interplanting. Got lots of options. Right now is the time. Start hardening them plants off that are going to be going out and get your seeds in the ground if you're in central Michigan. Check it out. Hey, maybe we'll get that rain to work with us yet. Slow it down just a bit. Got our strawberries cleaned up. More over this way. We got our weeds pulled out of there. We got a little bit more work to do yet, but under the peach tree, stuck a little chives there with them. Got a little bit of area to plant yet over here. Got a real nice interplant over here. The onions stuck around from last year, so we're gonna let them get away with it for a little while. But we got our radish popping up, and then we'll be coming out 30 days from now. So they won't be in there too long. That'll clear room out for the carrots that are also in with them. That's a really good interplant, carrots and radish, because your radish will make room for them carrots to grow. But also cucumbers as well. And we're going to run them around the edge on the wood chips as much as we can, but we'll have them in there with them. And we'll leave some of them radish always to help keep the pest away from the cucumber. The cucumber beetle is not a big fan of radish. So them onions will be coming out, and we got the radish, the carrots, and the cucumbers. And right next to them, we got a little black raspberry that's going to move out back. But we have lettuce coming up in the middle over here. And this is where we're going to be putting some of our tomatoes that we got in the basement out on each side of the lettuce to help keep it cool during the summer. But it'll do just fine right now. We also got kind of a lot of red, I don't remember the name, but there's a lot of this red lettuce that came back from last year. It was under these wood chips and we didn't have a real strong winter. And same thing, we got a couple random onions, so we'll let them grow for a little while. Hopefully them will be our first onions we take. And then last time I said carrots from seed, but what I meant is carrots for seed. So we left these carrots in last year, and these carrots here will give us seeds. We're going to put some tomatoes right there with them as well. Also another row over here. This is our bigger row. And these are carrots from last year that'll give us seeds this year. I put in a little row of peas all along here. We're going to grow in between them. And then tomatoes, again, will be on both sides of that row as well. Fruit trees opening up since the last time you've seen them. They haven't hardly held leaves like this since I've had them, because we got this little fence up around here. We're getting the deer out. Got our area where we're going to be putting our cantaloupe yet. I had some spinach going, but we got a wicked freeze right last minute. So it took down all the spinach, it looks like, but we had a little interplant going with beets. So hopefully them beets will be popping up real soon. Maybe we can figure out something to put in with them. Got the chives at the base of the fruit tree. I went around today and spread some of our marigold seeds on the base of every fruit tree we got. And also in a couple other places. Doing a little experiment. I planted some cucumber seeds in the pond here, and also tossed a bunch of marigold seeds around the edge. So that'd be interesting to see, because normally that water doesn't stay up that high once we start warming up. So this will be dropping down. It's doing its job real good right now, but that'd be really cool to have cucumbers and flowers in there along the top edge. Got some random onions coming back under our peach tree. Hopefully our peach tree makes it. It's going to get some heavy trimming. The contender peaches were not very good for us. The other two that we planted, three that we planted, all didn't make it. And that one looks like it's on its last leg. So let's go back out back, and we'll talk about a little bit more interplanting options for your food forest. But remember, right now is the time. Get it going, especially if you're in these colder areas. Right now it's time to be planting seeds, pulling weeds, and getting your transplants hardened off. Okay, we popped out back along the far edge. Got the food forest over here. We're going to be taking out some of these trees that didn't make it, and that's coming up pretty soon. I got a video coming of some very hardy trees when it comes to mildew and bacteria and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be one of our next things. Hard to pick up, but we did get our fence up all the way around. We got a little bit more work to do on the bottom over here. But we got our string fence all the way up with that twine that they bale hay with. So we're gonna hopefully keep our trees protected. It's been working good so far. Out back, our next interplanting option. Hey, don't forget, like it, subscribe, and share it around. I gotta throw that in there every once in a while. Got these peas going, and these are also planted with a bunch of carrot seeds that'll be popping up pretty soon. And then every 2 foot, we got some squash seeds in there. So the peas will finish out when the heat really gets here this year, and the squash will be up in full bloom, and the carrots will be probably just finishing out a little after that. So got our blueberries opening up just a little bit. Got 5 of them here. We're hopefully going to propagate them. I really want to do that last year, but hopefully we can propagate them out and make some more this year. This grass is going to get covered with a quick sheet mulch, and that'll go right back to the worms. We're not going to try to pull all that out. We'll just do it the easy way. I am going to grab some of these strawberries and move them over by the peach tree. We started that just the other day. But yeah, that's a really good interplanting right there. We've got peas, carrots, and squash going, and plants all around them. This is where I've been pulling weeds out back. Got a nice clean shot down there. This tree I don't think is going to make it. It might have fire blight, so I'm learning as I go. If it does, it's going to get out of here real quick. What we had is my neighbors had some old apple trees, so I think they're affecting me a little bit over this way, but he did take down the one for me. I greatly appreciate it, and we're going to try to keep them trimmed up a bit and hopefully not spread any bacteria over this way. Not that it's not all over the place anyway. You just got to get them very resistant style trees. So out here we've had a little bit of peat moss and dug into that clay just a little bit to help break it up. And then we're going to do pumpkin all on this end, if you can pick them up every 3 or 4 feet. You got the dirt sticking up out of the wood chips just a tad. So that's going to be pumpkin on this end. And we saved watermelon seeds from our heirloom watermelon last year on the other end. And did a little bit smaller area down there just in case they're not perfectly true seeds. We don't want to waste too much area to grow out here. Along the back I have cucumber, sunflower planted. And then we went along today and we spread some radish seeds. Ooh, I can see one from right here. We spread some radish seeds. Can you pick that baby up right there? Just under that stick. There it is. Anyway, radish seeds and our marigold seeds are all over the place, all down this back row. And remember, under every fruit tree I tossed down a handful of marigold seeds, so there's a chance we're going to see them popping up all around the place, which is kind of the goal. So real nice companion planting out back. Gonna be filling this whole area up, and it's also going to help keep the weeds out. We're going to put a little bit more wood chips down in the walking areas, and then we'll have a nice living mulch. I should be showing you the fruit trees we just walked by. So some of them are opening up, and like I said, it's the first year where they haven't got trimmed right back down. So we're starting to see some nice green growth on some of them. And the ones that the deer got right here around the base and over this way on my beautiful peach tree, I was so bummed that went down. But we're going to be getting all them out of there, so just in case they got any mildews and issues over that way, we're going to get rid of them. Not spread them to these healthy trees. Same thing here. I'm a little worried either this died from too much deer damage or fire blight. So if it's gone, it's gone. I'm gonna get it out of there. We're gonna be switching to some very resistant trees. Liberty apple tree is one that comes to mind, but I got a list of 7 of them in the house that I'll be sharing with you real soon here. So I planted some onions today. There's some of the red you can see here. I'm gonna go. It looks like I missed a couple. So if you guys don't mind, while we're out here, I'm just going to stuff them in there real quick. But I do got these planted a little bit earlier in the season because the onions are quite cold hardy. So these ones are coming up pretty good for us over here. Our broccoli starts are a little iffy if they're going to make it. And I'm going to keep an eye out for slugs out here because I know the slugs like to get them early in the season. So hopefully we can keep an eye on them and nurse them back to life a little better. But if not, we got a real nice couple beds of onions out here. And I do got a little kale planted from seed where you don't see broccoli. My kale didn't make it because that last cold day I was telling y'all about, we lost a couple things we had going in the basement. This has been working pretty good. We do have some weeds that pop through, so we're going to add a little bit of wood chips, but we'll be planting our tomatoes into that very shortly. And we'll probably add some marigolds there too. Got a little ways to go on this other bed and doing what we can. It's a lot of work. I went ahead and threw some shredded paper down there too. That's just going to be really good worm food as we put the bigger newspaper on to smother out the weeds. That'll just add a little bit of worm food and help that soil out quite a bit. And I got a little bit more I'll add to that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you we've been staying pretty busy. Got lots of interplanting going out in the friendly food forest. Wanted to remind you guys right now is the time. Get your seeds in the ground. Get your plants out, start getting them hardened off. Start with 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, and you're ready to go out. Get your fruit trees in the ground. It's also the time to do that. And don't forget, lesson I should have learned, start with the fence. And you won't be in year 3, just starting to see your trees take off. See you on the next one.